This will probably be a very weird way to start an episode, but what better time than now to try? Oh my gosh, I've waited a little too long. This thing is looking very sketchy. To take this out as we all should in the wintertime, because we don't want this lock to get stuck. So while I work on this, let me explain to you guys what I'm actually doing in today's episode. So why am I removing all this excessive weight? Actually, not going to show you the interior of the car because then you guys will think I'm a bit off. But took a lot of stuff out of it. Nothing excessively crazy, but there's a couple of piles. Why? So, taking a trip out of state. I'm going to go look at a car. Hopefully, it's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a daily driver, but there is a big question, really big question. Can we, for once, because I've tried this before, reach 25 miles to the gallon? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is the Vikings Garage. And on today's episode, I am going to try the impossible. I'm going to drive the 4Runner like it's made out of porcelain and see if I can actually, for once, reach 25 miles to the gallon. Can I do it? What was the best gas mileage you reached? Leave it in the comments down below. No cheating, guys. Rules to the game here is the average for a full tank. I don't want to hear you went down the gas station, filled it up, and then coasted down the hill for 2 miles, and then it said 30-something miles to the gallon. That doesn't count. It's the average miles per gallon of the whole tank on a true tested commute. Just for the sake of the testing here, guys, and I think it is important to note, I will be filling it up with 91 for this particular test. Obviously, Sunoco. For those of you from outside the state, this is how much they are currently. Wow, $4 for 94. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm sure she will take quite a few. Still here at the gas station. These newer 4Runners, in case you guys didn't know, this average gets reset once that number there changes. That'll probably take a little while, but I'll show you guys on the fly right now. There it is. So there you have it. This is what it's showing. Let's see how much better we can get. We're gonna go ahead, try to beat some of this traffic. We are starting very, very early, but I do want to show you guys some of the methods I'm using to, of course, give you guys the best possible gas mileage average. This one's been reset, as you can see in the bottom there. That is our mileage for the whole tank. We will keep all this information in mind, and I am, of course, using also a scan gauge with the following parameters. You can pick whichever ones you want, but I will take a snapshot of that once we get to our destination and see how accurate that is versus that. Without any further ado, let's get going and try to make use of the time. After driving for what it felt like an eternity, I finally decided to pull over. As you guys can see, the numbers are actually very appealing. I was making very good progress, and this was actually the only time that I ever saw 22 miles per gallon. I feel like from this point on was a slow decline, and again, if you look at those temperatures, it was very cold out there. And I think that played a big role in the outcome of this very small exercise. But got back on the road, and again, didn't shoot a lot of footage for obvious reasons. I don't want to sit here and promote that one should be holding a camera while driving, but gotta face it, even I cannot control myself when the view is this glorious. Well, I just got here to the destination. Of course, the dealership is still closed. It's fairly early. I did that intentionally. I want to get out of here as fast as possible and try to beat some of that rush traffic on the way back. But that aside, let me turn the camera around and show you guys what kind of numbers I got. Oh my gosh, not even close. We'll start with the scan gauge. Very interesting. Come on. I guess this one is sleeping, but I can tell you the average on the bottom there, the one that's not showing, it was 20.6. Now, you care to see what I'm actually averaging? Oh my, I am way off. I certainly hope on the way back I can manage it better. Of course, the reset, because I turned off the ignition. Should have known that, but yeah, 21.5. It's not going to cut it. And it is at a halfway point on the tank. I might go back on my own words and fill up this tank before I go back, because I honestly do not want to be putting gas nowhere near New York. So either way, I'll bring you guys here once I do gas this thing up, so we can see how many gallons of fuel it took to cover 215 miles. You guys already know how this goes. Leave your guesses down below. I'll probably fast forward this particular scene because, let's face it, it's probably a little boring. So there you have it. That is 14.5. I think we can all agree on gallons of fuel. Let's go inside the car and see how many miles that got us. And survey says, there you have it. We're gonna go ahead, round that off to 302. That, in my opinion, guys, is a true miles per gallon on this vehicle. Yes, it's telling us it was 20.9, which I gotta be honest, very disappointing. I will let you guys know at the end of the video what I think caused all of that, so that this entire thing wasn't a complete waste of your time. Guys, what else is there to say? So this was clearly an epic fail, but was it? At the end of the day, I took a little trip that I did and turned it into a little bit of a project, if you will, playing around with some numbers there, see if I could beat the clock. Clearly, I lost there as well, but are we really losing? Guys, these vehicles are not intended for fuel economy. Yes, I know that. You know that. Everyone else knows that. I didn't buy a Prius for a reason. I am very happy with my 4Runner, but hey, why not see what it could do on a journey of that nature? So, with that being said, there are some bullet points that I put up on the board. If you guys have more that could potentially improve the gas mileage on our next rendezvous, if I'm gonna do it again, because I still believe you can get 25 miles to the gallon, but should you really try? That's really the question here. I shed 25 pounds roughly of weight junk that I had laying around in the 4Runner. Guys, don't even bother. That didn't make a difference. I think you guys can agree with me. Leave your junk alone. You're going to be perfectly fine. I think you guys can agree that tire pressure is important. At the time of the year in which I did it, lower temperatures will affect it. And cruise control, I'm a little biased on that because I'm sure you guys know, for those that use the cruise control a lot, when you're following your vehicle and the opportunity comes and the speed picks up again, I feel like that change there could affect the miles per gallon in a negative way. So maybe cruise control is not entirely the answer, although I did use it. So therefore, you should know that that's how I did it. What else is there to say? Unfortunately, and that is a massive bummer, no footage as far as a vehicle purchase because there was not one. I'm just going to leave it at that. Search continues. I don't want to spoil it, but it might be happening within the next few days. Usually, I would ask you guys to like the video and smash that subscribe button, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I am going to end with how your 4Runner should actually be used. Catch you guys on the next one.